All right, viewers, to discuss all that is happening in Syria further, I'm being joined by Ambassador Uluç Özilker, former Turkish ambassador, who's joining us live from Istanbul. Ambassador Özilker, thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast. Ambassador, several observers have suggested that the offensive by HTS is aligned with Turkey's long-time goals. And Turkey's name has come up several times in the last 11 days since the 27th of November, ever since the rebel forces started making advancements in Syria. HTS is listed as a terrorist organization in Turkey, from what I can understand. But how does Turkey view HTS gains in Syria?
Well, first of all, Turkey was always behind the Assad regime, as you would remember. And in reality, the Turkish president has asked Assad to come together with him and try to find out not an easy solution. Of course, it was not easy, but in the end, a good solution, a survival, if you wish, from the Syrian side. But unfortunately, Assad refused it several times. Russia was, Mr. Putin was playing an intermediary role in between Turkey and Assad, but this didn't work neither. And this brought two problems in reality in front of the Assad regime. The first one is that Assad who did not understand the Russian intervention and the help that they were trying to bring. He refused everything, not from the Turkish side, but on the other hand, from Russia as well. And Russia was a little bit reluctant in helping Assad to go further away. And the second problem is that, in reality, the Hezbollah, who was fighting against Israel, has been weakened tremendously in the end, and they were not in a position to come to the help of Assad neither. So when the appraisal took place in the first day, nobody was expecting to end it in a short time. But on the contrary, in almost 1 week, everything has gone upside down.
Absolutely.
And what is...
yes, please, go ahead.
Yes, please.
In the last 11 days, it has really escalated at a point that no one saw this kind of speed coming. That has been enough discussion on this. But, Ambassador, there is a major presence of foreign forces in Syria. And that can only complicate matters further and further. And there are several leaders, as of now, who seem rather jubilant at Assad's forced exit. What will a government under HTS probably look like here? Because it seems that the first thing that they've already issued is a curfew, which has been their first move till 5 a.m. on Monday.
It's very normal. In reality, Assad has gone and nobody knows where he's living actually. And there are many speculations that he's gone to Moscow. I don't believe that he would prefer to go to Moscow nowadays. Now, the second, the big problem actually for Syria is the next one. Syria was divided from the beginning into three different states in reality. One third of Syria was controlled by the United States, and nobody could enter, and including the petroleum fields under the supremacy of the allies of the United States in the region. And the second part was in the west, the Russian side. Russia, since 200 years, always wanted to descend, to come to the Mediterranean, to the hot seas, if I may put it this way. But unfortunately, Russia could not do it. In the end, now Russia has established for good in the Laskier region in the west of Syria, and which means that it is impossible for Russia to withdraw from there, because if Russia withdraws, this means that he has lost a lot as well.
Ambassador, I just wanted to come in here. what are Turkey's key concerns as it shares a border with the embattled Syrian nation? And is there a chance that a Kurdish-controlled autonomous region along Turkey's border with Syria could be primary in Turkey's mind as of now to avoid that in any circumstance? Because in the latest, what we've also heard, and we just headlined this a few minutes ago, that what Netanyahu has claimed is that the 1974 disengagement agreement with Syria has collapsed between Israel and Syria. So we are seeing a certain blurring of those lines already. Do you feel there is a certain similar concern that Turkey would also have along its 911-kilometer border that it shares with Syria?
Yes. Turkey is facing actually a big problem. This is true. In reality, as you know, when Mr. Trump was in power for the first time in the past, then he considered Turkey as being facing a great danger vis-à-vis the terrorist actions in its neighboring border, and said that Turkey, if Turkey has a territory of 20 miles within which she can really try to establish in not facing with the terror, but putting the terror 20 miles away from the Turkish territory, from the Turkish borders. So this would be a peaceful solution that everybody would accept. And but unfortunately, the promise that Mr. Trump had put forward was not accomplished, and nothing has happened. And Turkey was obliged to intervene itself directly. And as you know, in the west parts of the Turkish border, there are two main regions again, which were created probably I couldn't say that together with the United States, but the United States has closed an eye to that, and Turkey has reached the target that she was putting in front of her.
The borderlines definitely seem to be, there is a concern that those borders may have or may see a certain kind of alteration in the days to come, because conditions within Syria remain extremely volatile even now. No one really has a fair idea of what exactly this HTS-led government is going to look like under al-Jolani's reign, who seems to be the next leader of Syria. Yeah. Assad's whereabouts are unknown, whether he's alive or he's dead, that is unknown. So the entire matter seems extremely volatile at this point. It is a developing story. We're tracking it closely. But Ambassador Ozulkar, that's all the time we have for this discussion as of now. Thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast. There'll be more to discuss, and thank you so much for sharing all your insights.
Thank you.